Okay, let me make sure I'm online. Okay. Hello, I'm Alex from A.P.Ink. So today I'm gonna get into some fan art. So let me go ahead and get you the reference. This is a character called an Ood from Doctor Who. Previously, I had drawn each iteration of the Doctor that I could find along with the TARDIS, and I'm just gonna kind of pad out my library of Doctor Who just a bit. So I've got a piece of sketchbook paper, a 2B pencil, some more supplies off to the side. I am gonna try to get into this. For what I know, the Ood made their first appearance during Doctor 10. David Tennant. David Tennant. I'm I'm not sure how to say his last name now. Sorry. But Dr. 10 and Rose. There was another episode with the Ood with Dr. 10 and Donna Noble, where they actually said that the Ood were actually, no, now I'm not sure if it was the first episode with Rose or if it was the reoccurring episode with Donna, where they showed that the Ood holding this glowing orb, they're actually meant to be holding a brain, like a small kind of brain, and it's their brain. But that for some reason their brain is outside of their body. They do have a bit of a cone head. So I'm gonna alter this a bit to try to accommodate that. I forget if I've only seen episodes on Netflix, and at least for me, um, it was during Doctor 13, I think. Yeah, because David was 10, 11 was Matt Smith, 12, it was Doctor 12. Um, at least for me, I stopped being able to watch during Doctor 12. Netflix just stopped supporting Doctor Who for whatever reason. And I haven't really gotten too into trying to look up any of the lore with these Ood and their kind of Cthulhu looking mouth. If they're actually supposed to be in some way like modeled after Cthulhu, or um I'm drawing a blank on his name. The bad guy from I think the first Pirates of the Caribbean, whichever movie. I think it was the first one where Orlando Bloom's character finds out that his dad is like um I don't know, like in charge of all the dead bodies in the water, in the sea, whatever. Try and get this a bit straighter. I'll bring in his mouth tentacles after I draw his body. If I should actually shrink his head. It's been a minute since it's actually been like a month since I've drawn any fan art. I'm just looking it up. I've got a slide I made up, a short I made up of all the doctors. Okay, that's not it. to give him a cone head and still have it kind of in the same style that I've done every other fan art character. I thought I had the reel I made up with all the doctors saved, but I'm not seeing it here. Okay, anyways. Trying to clean this up as I go. trying to remember from what I think is the first appearance of the Ood in that one episode with Rose and Dr. Ten. I think they were supposed to be like construction workers. Like it had something to do with a demon god, I think, that was like trapped or caught in the middle of a meteor or something. It's been a while since I've seen that episode, so I'm sorry if you've seen it and I'm getting the details wrong. I think he's wearing maybe just regular dress shoes? I'm not sure. Excuse me, sorry. I think just maybe, I don't know, it could have been just the actor wearing the clothes, but with how baggy his pants look, if they're trying to play up like the um thin, fragile makeup, I guess, of the Ood. And of course, I am really close to the edge. And then he's got on a black glove. feel like these clothes are kind of ethnic looking. Like it almost looks like there's characters. It might be like regular letters, but it almost looks like Chinese or Japanese characters. I don't know if you can make it out just there. Trying to mark out where the face elements hit. I don't know. Looking more and more at his eyes, I should be the last one to say anything because I can't make my eyes symmetrical either. But this eye looks so much higher than this eye. Like, is it just me? Or does... I don't know. Doesn't matter. Like, these are supposed to be some of the I think, nicest, gentlest creatures to come across. But to look this close at its mouth, it's actually kind of gross, at least to me. Some kind of deep wrinkles in the bridge of his nose. They're slanted, but they're up. It's almost like their eyes are sideways. Like our eyes tend to go horizontally. These are at a deep diagonal. Okay. It's not 100%, but I think it'll work for the oud. So I'm going to use a black brush pen to do the liner with. Not immediately, but at some point in the future. I think it's going to be fun to try to find references for all of the Doctor's companions and do a run on them the same way I did a run on the Doctors. But for that, it's almost like, where do you stop without drawing every character? Because, like, each Doctor has had their share of companions, but, like, Rose had her own companion, Mickey, who ended up, I think he decided to stay in a different timeline. And I don't remember exactly, but he did end up with Martha. Which was a different companion of the Doctor. So there was some crossover there. So I guess anybody who's watching, have you watched the Doctor? Doctor Who, rather? Have you watched all of it? Like from the big, did you go back and find some of the earlier seasons and watch all the way through? Or did you just watch when they brought it back on Doctor 9? Okay. I'm purposely giving that a minute to dry, but for when I did Harry Potter, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, I had put in a glow with colored pencil around their wands. I think I'm gonna do that same thing here with the Ood's orb. So I'm gonna go grab some colored pencil. I'll be right back. Hello. I hope you don't still have a sore back. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and erase the pencil. Okay, so for the colors on this, I want to say it's all black, but I don't know if his clothes are actually just a dark blue. I'm thinking instead of sticking with like blue shades, I might actually make his clothes purple. Like this periwinkle. And then his gloves. I might go blue slate along with his shoes. So it won't be 100%. I'm taking artistic liberties with the color. But to you, and I've said this before, so I'm sorry if you've heard me say this before and I'm just repeating myself, but to use black, you'll just end up with black blobs. It is okay to use grays, blues, and sometimes even purples in exchange for black. So you get the kind of feel without black blobs. This is drying out, so we can cross our fingers and hope I can finish his clothes. Gosh, this is looking rough. I mean, I suppose this is giving texture to the clothes, which I wasn't really going for. I only have one pant leg left. I guess we'll see exactly how much I can scrub the paper before I start to rip it. I mean, I'm not in danger of ripping it, but I am scrubbing to try to get the ink. Okay, I think that's as much as I'm going to be able to get out of that. Okay, so to give any kind of shading, I don't remember what I've used in the past. I shouldn't have X'd this out already. And try ultramarine to shade it. So ultramarine to give this very diluted periwinkle some shadow. I'm trying to be light with it because the periwinkle is so diluted. The shadow shouldn't be too overpowering. Which is hard because this is such a dark color. Like if I had gray, I would have used that. Like, okay, I do have gray, but it's so dark it would have looked black. Okay, blue slate for his gloves and boots. I have to rethink that because the blue slate is looking way too close to the periwinkle. I might be able to get away with it here on his wrist because it should be shadowed anyway, shaded. I might try light cerulean blue. It's a bit lighter than what I was thinking. On the other hand, I could go over the periwinkle with the blue slate. I'm debating on doing that. It'll potentially make the shadow not look so, I don't know, abrupt compared to the base color. light cerulean blue, which is lighter than I wanted to go. If I should make blue slate pull double duty, cover the periwinkle with the blue slate and then come back in to shade the light cerulean. The alternative is I go over the light cerulean with true blue. It's not fun to run out of colors. But on the other hand, I've been trying to get rid of these colors without just tossing them. Okay. Because, I mean, I could shade the light cerulean with the true blue. That's the wrong color. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do some pretty heavy color correction digitally on this. Okay. So for the skin color, I could go light peach for the base color. But I'm kind of thinking to layer up the pale peach, which I wish I had thought of earlier. because I think I'm actually all out of light peach, and I just never marked it out. Because I don't have cinnamon toast or light peach anymore. They ran out, or I used them up, and Prismacolor no longer does open stock. Like, I could use layer up pale peach and then maybe shade it with the blondwood. I don't know what happened there. The tip is turned brown or black. Whoops. It just inked his eye. Okay, we'll come back to that a couple of times, I think. In the meantime, for the tentacle mouth, I think we'll go bright pink and red. The bright pink might seem a bit out of place, but my scanner doesn't pick up the full depth of this color, so I think it'll come out okay. bright pink. I'm going to hit that skin color again. Okay. Red to try to add some detail to his mouth. Which, yeah, this is what I was saying, that it's kind of gross because it looks like an open wound. Yeah, I was trying to be careful, but I have almost completely filled in both eyes now with the skin color. Okay. If I should go ahead and redo the fabric, the clothes. And I was apparently so sloppy with the true blue that you can barely see the light ultra blue. I meant to come back and hit the buttons and didn't do that. I suppose I could try. This periwinkle has sat for a minute. Let's try to go back over. Okay, his eyes are like a pinkish red, so it might, well, it might still show up even with the color bleed in his eyes. Bright pink and then red. Around the corners. And then the slightest touch for his pupils. Okay. For the glow, I'm gonna go over, I think, just with a white colored pencil. I don't think this is fully gonna show up because the color is so spotty. Yeah, if you can see that at all, I'm sure it's super subtle if it shows up at all. But that's my attempt at an oud. I got some work to do on this guy to clean him up. Oh, I was gonna go over with blondwood to shade his skin. Let me do that really quick before I finish this. Try and highlight the wrinkles on the bridge of his nose that he doesn't actually have. Not really, but something about the ridges on his nose kind of reminds me of a Klingon from Star Trek. But anyways, I'm gonna leave this one here. Thank you to the bots for joining me this session. Thank you to anybody else who watched or watches. If you'd like to hang out with me again next time, please make sure that you're following me and that your notifications are turned on. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching afterwards on YouTube, please make sure that you're subscribed and that your notifications are turned on there so that you're notified for the next time I post a video. Also, if you have any questions about any of the materials, markers, whatever that I use, find me on YouTube. You can find my YouTube linked on Twitch. But I have everything listed in the description of all the videos. But yeah, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.